Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to CrossKids. We're starting our new series this week.
Yay, I'm so excited.
I am too.
Woo.
We're going to be learning about how you can be a superhero for Jesus in any job that you might be in, anywhere you are.
Yeah, that's fun.
So in tonight's Bible story, we're going to start by talking about a soldier,
Oh.
a Roman Centurion soldier.
Okay.
And the job of a soldier is to protect those in his country from things that might attack from the outside.
Okay.
Right? And just like a soldier protects us from outward enemies that might try to harm us, within our country, we also have brave men and women, police officers, who help protect us from, ourselves.
Yeah, I like police officers.
Yeah, me too. I'm so thankful for all of the police officers who have chosen to dedicate their lives to protecting the people in their communities from whatever may be happening to them. Yes, Theo?
Did you know once I helped a police officer?
You did?
I saved his life.
What?
Yeah, I think I have a story about it if you want to see it. Do you guys want to see it?
I think that's a yes.
Okay. Let's roll the tape. Start date, April 16th. It was a cold, rainy night. One of those unforgettable kind of nights on a Monday. Could have been a Tuesday. Yeah, I think it was a Tuesday. I was putting a case to bed. No, it was definitely a Thursday. Yep. So I was putting an old case to bed when she walked in. I had never seen anyone like her. But trouble followed her wherever she went. Tall, like giraffe tall, with skin like porcelain. I said with skin like porcelain. Where is she? Hang on a second. Hi! So, tell me what this is all about.
Well, my brother, he's gone missing.
Missing, you say?
Yeah, it's missing. I thought I was clear enough.
Yes, you were. I was just going for a little dramatic effect. You ought to be so critical. Okay, so where did you see him last?
Well, he left the house yesterday afternoon.
Hey, can you describe him for me?
Sure. He's a man. He's tall. He's about 6'2". Brown hair, brown eyes, a mustache, large feet. He enjoys movies and baseball.
Okay, is this him?
Yeah, that looks like him, but there's something missing. He was carrying a gun.
A gun? Whoa, is he dangerous?
No, he's never hurt anyone. He also has a hat and shiny metal pieces on him.
Gun, shiny metal, hat. Does the shiny metal say police on it?
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, it does.
Yes. Is your brother a police officer?
Well, yes.
And he left late yesterday and was gone all night?
Yes.
Is it possible that he was maybe just working the night shift? Did you try calling him?
Why would I call him? He told me not to bother him while he's at work. Oh.
Well, once again, this proves that I am the greatest detective in the world. But I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
That's fair. Okay, good day.
Okay, bye.
Theo.
Yes.
I never knew that you were a private investigator.
Oh, yeah, a long time ago, like last month.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how long were you an investigator?
A couple weeks. I solved a couple cases, and I was like, man, I'm so good at this, I should just retire while I'm on the top.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was very interesting.
I've had a lot of jobs, like to be well-rounded.
Well, that's good.
Uh-huh.
So in our story today, we're talking about a Roman centurion.
Whoa.
Now, during Bible times,
Yeah.
the Romans had come in and conquered the land of Israel.
Whoa.
They had taken over.
Okay.
And the Roman soldiers were placed in charge of different towns and different areas to make sure they were keeping the peace.
Okay.
Just like our police officers today keep the peace in each of our towns and our states to just make sure everything's running smoothly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Jews did not like the Romans. They did not like the fact that they were captives to this other country.
Okay.
So this Roman centurion, he lived in a town called Capernaum.
Capernaum.
Yes. And he had a servant, and the Bible tells us that the servant was very dear to him, that the Roman centurion loved his servant.
Oh.
And his servant was so sick and he was dying.
Oh, no.
I know. But the Roman centurion, he had heard that Jesus was in town.
Oh.
And so he sent some of his friends to go ask Jesus to come and heal his servant.
Okay.
Now, you would think that his friends were maybe some of his soldiers that he was in charge of. But no, that's not who he asked to go speak to Jesus.
Really?
No, he asked some elders of the Jews.
Whoa.
Not a Roman.
Okay.
He asked the elders of the Jews in the town of Capernaum to go meet Jesus. Now, the centurion knew that Jesus was all-powerful and that he could heal his servant because he had heard all of the stories about how Jesus had healed other people in other towns.
Lots.
The elders of the Jews said to the Roman centurion, yes, we will go, we will find Jesus, and we'll bring him back to your home.
Cool.
Now, the fact that the Roman centurion had asked the elders of the Jews to go see Jesus is one thing. The elders of the Jews agreeing to go see Jesus for him is a completely other thing, because remember we said how the Jews did not like the Romans.
Boo.
But these elders, when they get to Jesus and ask him to come meet the Roman centurion, they start to tell Jesus about all the wonderful things that this Roman centurion has done for them.
Oh.
How he's helped them build their temple, how he's protected them.
Yay.
And at that time, a lot of the Jews had this perception about the Roman soldiers, that they were these mean, awful people that were going to hurt and were going to abuse them.
Meaties.
But this Roman centurion had proven that he was trustworthy and that he loved people and he was going to protect anybody under his care, no matter who they were.
Okay.
So the elders of the Jews were on his side and they were trying to convince Jesus to come to the man's house to heal his servant. Now, do you think Jesus needed to be convinced?
No.
No.
Sillies.
No, he didn't need to be convinced. So Jesus agreed. He said, sure. Okay. I will come. Now, you could also think, Sister Krystal, why would this Roman centurion not just come himself? If he's this powerful figure and he's so important in this town, why didn't he just come and be like, hey, Jesus, you need to come to my house?
Yeah, what gives?
Well, we're going to find out that this Roman centurion was very humble. He was not proud. He didn't think he was better because he was a Roman. He didn't think he was better because he was a soldier. He didn't think he was better because he had a high place in authority.
Right.
He knew that Jesus was a higher authority than he was.
Whoa.
And we're going to find out in just a minute how humble he was.
Okay.
So Jesus goes with the elders and he's walking to the centurion's house and he's almost there. So Jesus is almost to the Roman centurion's house. And the Roman centurion hears this and he sends out another servant to come meet Jesus.
Okay.
And this time he told his servant to tell Jesus that he was not worthy to have Jesus to come into his home.
Whoa.
That he knows what it's like to be someone in authority.
Really?
He knows that if he tells one of his soldiers to go somewhere, they're going to obey and they're going to go.
Yeah.
If he tells the soldier to come to him, then he knows they're going to come to him. And the Roman centurion, he didn't just assume because of who he was that Jesus would come to him, right? We just talked about that.
Right.
The Roman centurion's servant also told Jesus, look, I know that if you say the word, right when you say it, my servant will be healed. And Jesus, he marveled, the Bible says. That means he was astonished. He was amazed. And it's not very often in the Bible that we hear about Jesus being amazed or surprised by something.
I know, right?
And Jesus looked around to the crowd that was following him. And he said to them, look at this Roman centurion's faith. He he has greater faith than any Jewish man or woman that I've ever met.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now you might say, why is that so special?
Why?
He had a lot of faith. That's awesome. But why does that have anything to do with the faith of the Jews? The Jewish people were God's chosen people. They were the ones that God had blessed over the years. Passed down from generation to generation were different stories, different historical events that occurred where God had protected Israel. God had given them prophets and judges to help them. He had given them his word, his promises. And yet, even though the Jews had this wonderful heritage of information about God compared to other countries, a Roman centurion who didn't grow up with all of that, he grew up in another country just seeing how God had protected Israel. And then he came to live in Israel and then saw how God worked and moved there, came to faith in Jesus.
Yeah.
He came to understand the true reality of God and how important he is. And Jesus was just so amazed that someone who wasn't a Jew believed in him that much, who didn't have a whole entire life knowing Jesus, yet could have such great faith that surpassed those who did know Jesus for their entire lives.
Yeah.
And this is just a good reminder for all of us. You might grow up in a church, but that doesn't mean that you actually have faith in Jesus. Or it doesn't mean that you have as strong of a faith as someone else who may not have grown up in the church.
Okay.
So Jesus looked at the servant that had come from the centurion, and he told him, your master is right. Go home and tell him his servant is healed.
Whoa.
So that servant went home, and he came back to the house to find that the other servant was well. He was not sick anymore. He was healed.
Wow.
And when he talked to his master, the Roman centurion, they realized that the minute Jesus spoke is when the servant was healed.
That's so cool.
That is so cool.
So cool.
So Theo,
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Shoot.
Did the Roman centurion's faith heal the servant?
That's like a trick question. Like yes and no.
Okay, so what do you mean?
Like Jesus healed him, but because he believed.
Because he believed.
So
the Roman centurion had this great faith.
2 points for Theo.
2 points for Theo. But just because he had this faith, was his servant healed the minute he had the faith?
No.
No. The servant wasn't healed until Jesus said that he was healed.
Right.
So Jesus' power, his might, is what actually healed the servant.
Uh-huh.
The Roman centurion was used to intercede on behalf of his servant and ask for the help from Jesus.
Right.
But his faith wasn't what healed him. Now, we can have faith today that Jesus can heal anybody from any illness. And can he, Theo?
Yes.
Yes, Jesus could heal anybody. But is he always going to heal people? No. And we don't always understand why Jesus chooses to heal some people and why some people aren't healed. But that's not for us to know. We just need to know that God is powerful. He can heal us. We can ask him, we can intercede for others who might be in pain, and we can intercede for others in other ways. But it's not just because I have faith that something's going to happen, is that it's going to happen.
Right.
It's up to God, okay? God is the one who has the power to do it. Me having faith isn't enough.
Right.
So I love this story because there is so much wealth of information that's here about how we should love other people regardless of who we are, regardless of who they are. We have to be careful about what we think about other people because just because they might be like somebody else that we know doesn't mean that they're going to act the same way as that person.
Yeah.
And I'm just thankful that we have this example of this Roman centurion, this officer who is in great authority, and how he knew that Jesus was the ultimate authority. And I also want to thank those men and women who serve in our military and protect us from enemies abroad, and for those men and women who are police officers who help protect all of the people in their area from those that want to hurt them.
Yeah.
So thank you for all that you do. Thank you for joining us this week. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.